right, well, it's only one owner for the last couple decades, and, needs a little work, I think. But it's not going to be on the market very long at this price.
Night Swim is a supernatural horror film directed by Bryce McGuire and produced by horror heavyweights Jason Blum and James Wan. Expanding on McGuire's 2014 short film, it transforms the eerie concept of a haunted swimming pool into a full-length feature. The film stars Wyatt Russell as Ray Waller, a former professional baseball player forced into early retirement due to illness. Hoping for a fresh start, Ray moves his family into a new home with a backyard pool, unaware that it harbors a sinister presence that soon turns their lives into a nightmare.
Marco.
Hello. Marco.
Hello.
One of Night Swim's strongest aspects is its performances. Wyatt Russell delivers a compelling portrayal of a man struggling with both his declining health and the mysterious forces preying on his family. His emotional depth adds some weight to the film, making him a sympathetic protagonist. Carrie Condon gives a solid performance as his wife, Eve, bringing a mix of warmth and growing unease as she starts to suspect that something is terribly wrong. The child actors, Amelie Hoferl and Gavin Warren, also contribute convincing performances, avoiding the typical horror movie pitfalls of exaggerated or wooden acting. Visually, the film benefits from strong cinematography and an eerie atmosphere. McGuire effectively uses water as a recurring visual motif, making the pool feel both inviting and ominous. Reflections, rippling water, and submerged perspectives are used to create tension, while the film's sound design amplifies the unease with distant echoes and muffled voices that suggest something lurking beneath the surface. These elements help elevate the film's suspense, even when the story itself struggles to maintain momentum. However, despite its promising setup, Night Swim ultimately falls short in delivering a truly frightening experience. The film relies heavily on predictable horror tropes and an overuse of jump scares, many of which are telegraphed and lose their impact. Instead of building slow-burning dread or psychological tension, the film opts for surface-level frights that feel repetitive. While the premise of a haunted swimming pool is unique, the story doesn't do enough to explore its deeper mythology. There are hints of past tragedies tied to the pool and suggestions of an ancient malevolent force, but these elements remain underdeveloped, leaving the film's supernatural lore feeling vague and underwhelming. Pacing is another issue. The first act does a decent job setting up the family dynamic and the pool's eerie nature, but the second act drags, relying on repetitive scares without significant plot progression. By the time the climax arrives, the film's predictability dulls its impact. Additionally, for a horror movie, Night Swim lacks truly terrifying moments. The idea of an unseen force lurking in the water is inherently creepy, but the execution often feels flat. Unlike films such as Jaws or The Ring, which turn water into a source of palpable fear, Night Swim never quite reaches that level of tension. Critically, the film has received mixed to negative reviews. It holds a low Rotten Tomatoes score, with critics citing its lack of originality and failure to fully capitalize on its premise. Owen Gleiberman of Variety described it as tepid and unscary, while Frank Scheck of The Hollywood Reporter called it the shallow end of the horror film pool. Audience reception has also been lukewarm. CinemaScore polls indicate a C grade, suggesting that general viewers found it mediocre, and PostTrack reported that only 45% of audiences rated it positively, with just 26% saying they would recommend it. Ultimately, Night Swim is a watchable but forgettable horror film. It has a strong premise, solid performances, and eerie visuals, but it fails to deliver the scares or depth needed to make a lasting impression. Fans of supernatural horror who enjoy atmospheric creepiness may find it entertaining, but those looking for a truly chilling or innovative experience will likely be disappointed.
Marco.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. It really helps the channel and lets us keep bringing you more spooky content.